Love, in this age, is a secret kept in the spaces between breaths. Kaelen knows this. He feels it in the way Lyra's hand fits into his. Hidden in the shadows of the pine grove far from the clan's firelight, she is the daughter of Mael, the shaman, and Kaelen is a hunter. In the clan's rigid order, he is a hand that holds a spear, and she is a vessel for spirits he cannot comprehend. Their worlds are meant to be separate, but in the quiet moments, when the moon is a sliver of bone in the sky, they are just a man and a woman, their affection a fragile, forbidden warmth against the chill of their existence. Her father is the true between worlds, whose gaze seems to see the marrow in your bones. He reads omens in bird guts and knows the secrets of roots that can kill or cure. His brand of shamanism is the glue that holds the clan's fears together, and he wields it with silent, absolute authority. He has decreed that Lyra will be bonded to no hunter, for her bloodline is for the spirits, not the soil. To defy him is to challenge the very foundations of their world. So they meet in secret, their love a silent rebellion whispered in the rustling ferns, always under the shadow of the ever-present threat of the valley's ghost stalkers, the lean and lethal Utor apt to pack. The secret dies on a cool evening. Lyra is tending the fire when her father approaches. Kaelen watches from across the camp, his stomach a cold knot. Mael says nothing to her. He simply looks at the small, intricate carving of a songbird, fashioned from bone, that she now wears on a leather thong around her neck. Kaelen's hands had spent 3 nights shaping it for her. Mael's eyes meet Kaelen's across the flickering flames, and in their flat, black depths, Kaelen sees no rage, no surprise. He sees only a cold, dispassionate knowing the war has begun, but it will be a silent one. 2 days later, Mael approaches Kaelen as he sharpens a spearhead. The shaman carries a carved wooden bowl, steam rising from a dark, thick liquid within. For the hunter's eye, Mael says, his voice a dry rustle of leaves, a gift to keep your aim true. The clan watches. To refuse the shaman's gift is an open act of insurrection. It is unthinkable. Kaelen takes the bowl. The brew smells of bitter herbs, of damp earth, and something else, something metallic and unsettling like old blood. He looks at Mael, searching for a sign, a flicker of malice. He finds nothing. The shaman's face is a mask of serene benevolence. If you have ever had to swallow a doubt that might be poison, then you know the bitter taste in Kaelen's throat. Drink this story with us, and discover if it is a cure or a curse. Kaelen raises the bowl to his lips and drinks. The liquid is hot and acrid, coating his tongue. He fights the urge to gag, draining the bowl as the eyes of his clan, and his undeclared enemy, pour into him. He hands the empty bowl back. Mael nods, a gesture of finality, and walks away. Kaelen feels no immediate effect, only a slight warmth spreading in his belly, but as the night wears on, a strange, metallic taste lingers at the back of his throat, and the familiar sounds of the camp seem sharper, unnaturally loud. It is not a gift, it is a question that will follow him into the hunting grounds tomorrow, where a moment of doubt, a flicker of uncertainty, is the only invitation that death requires. The shaman's gifts become a ritual. Every few days, Mael brings Kaelen a new offering, a strip of dried meat, strangely spiced, a handful of glistening berries he has never seen before, a water skin filled with a cloudy, fermented drink that tastes of mushrooms and moss. Each time, Mael presents it as a blessing, a gesture of respect for the clan's best hunter, and each time, Kaelen must accept and consume it under the watchful eyes of the clan. The paranoia is a slow-growing vine, wrapping around his instincts, choking the sharp-edged certainty that a hunter needs to survive. He feels no sickness, no crippling pain. The effects are subtle, insidious. His hearing is now too sharp, every snapping twig sounding like the footfall of a predator. His vision swims at the edges, the familiar green of the jungle canopy blurring into a dizzying sea. His edge is gone, the dulling of his senses is proven during a hunt for a bull triceratops. It is a crucial hunt. The clan's meat stores are low, and the armored herbivore, a walking fortress of muscle and bone, promises a bounty. Kaelen's role has always been the first spear, the one to draw the beast's attention and create the opening for the others. He has studied these creatures. He knows the way their great frill dipped just before a charge, the moment to strike at the softer flesh of its neck. But today, his focus is fractured. The shaman's latest gift, a pungent root to be chewed, has left his mouth numb and his thoughts sluggish. The bull emerges from the cycad forest, its three great horns glinting. It is a magnificent specimen of this prehistoric life, its bellow a challenge that shakes the ground, the hunters' tents, their spears, an arsenal of osteoid ontocratic technology sharpened horn, bone, and tooth held ready. Kaelen is supposed to signal the attack. He sees the bull, but the sounds of the jungle behind him are a deafening roar in his ears. He thinks he hears the whisper-soft footfalls of a carnosaur approaching from the rear. He hesitates, turning his head for a fraction of a second. That is all it takes. The Triceratops, seeing his divided attention, does not wait for a signal, it charges. Kaelen is out of position. He throws his spear wildly, a clumsy, panicked gesture. The sharpened bone point skips harmlessly off the dinosaur's keratinous beak. The other hunters scatter, their plan shattered by his failure. The bull thunders past, crashing through the undergrowth and vanishing. There is no pursuit. The opportunity is lost. The walk back to camp is a silent march of shame. The other hunters, men who once looked at him with admiration, now cast glances of suspicion and contempt. He has not only failed them, he has endangered them. He sees Mael standing at the edge of the camp, watching their return. The shaman's face, as always, is a blank slate. But Kaelen imagines a sliver of a smile. He is being unmade, not by a sudden, clean poison, but by the slow, deliberate erosion of the one thing that gives him his place in the clan, his skill. He is being isolated, turned from an asset into a liability, a ghost in his own life. The love for Lyra, once a source of strength, now feels like the bait in a trap he cannot escape. The breaking point is not a roar, but a scream. It is Lyra's, while gathering herbs at the edge of the swamp. She is struck by a juvenile pterodon, a creature no larger than a wild dog, but armed with a venom that moves like fire through the blood. The hunters drive it off, but not before its serrated teeth slice a deep gash in her leg. They carry her back to the camp, her body already convulsing, a feverish heat radiating from the wound. Kaelen's world shrinks to the sight of her face, pale and beaded with sweat, her breath coming in ragged, shallow gasps. The clan falls back, their fear of the venomous ungible force. Only Mael approaches. The shaman examines the wound, his face for once stripped of its unreadable calm, revealing the stark terror of a father. The serpent's tooth, Mael whispers, his voice strained. There is only one antidote, the sun fern. Kaelen has heard the legends of this plant, a rare, golden-leafed fern that grows only in the deepest, darkest parts of the territory. It is Mael's most sacred and secret herb, the key to his power over life and death. The shaman looks at Kaelen, his eyes burning with a desperate, agonizing conflict. It grows only in one place, the den of the horned shadow, the Carnotaurus, a predator of nightmare, a creature of pure, relentless aggression that hunts the deep jungle. I place no hunter goes by choice. I cannot go, Mael says, the words tearing from him. My hands are needed here to slow the poison. You are the only one fast enough. This is the final move in their silent, deadly game. It is a choice of impossible weight. Mael is asking him, the man he has been systematically trying to destroy, to undertake a suicide mission to save the one person they both love. Is it a trap? A final, perfect way to be rid of him, sending him into the lair of a monster? Or is it a genuine plea, a father's desperate last resort, a confession that his Cold War has reached a catastrophic end? Kaelen looks from Mael's tormented face to Lyra's dying form. The paranoia, the suspicion, the metallic taste of fear that has been his constant companion. For weeks it all evaporates in the searing heat of his love for her. The answer does not matter. If there is a 1 in 1,000 chance to save her, he will take it. This is the core of their prehistory, the moment when individual survival gives way to something more. Tell me where, Kaelen says, his voice steady for the first time in weeks. Mael grabs his arm, his grip surprisingly strong, and describes the location: a cave hidden behind a waterfall, deep within the Carnotaurus hunting ground. He presses a small, carved, bone token into Kaelen's hand. It will be near the entrance. It glows faintly in the dark. It is her only chance. Kaelen does not wait. He takes his best spear, a small water skin, and the shaman's token, as he sprints from the camp and into the darkening jungle. He does not know if he is running toward a cure or an execution. He only knows that for Lyra, he will face any monster, human or otherwise. Kaelen returns at dawn, bruised, bleeding, but clutching the faint, pulsing glow of the sun firm. The Carnotaurus sleeps, a temporary mercy in a merciless world. He finds Mael hunched over Lyra, his own life force seemingly all that keeps her anchored to the living. The shaman takes the fern without a word, his hands, for the first time, trembling as he crushes it into a poultice. The Cold War is over, ended not by a truce but by the absolute, non-negotiable power of love and impending loss. As the antidote begins its slow work, Mael looks at Kaelen, and in his eyes, the young hunter sees the truth. The gifts were not poison, they were tests. Cruel, dangerous, and unforgivable tests of nerve, of sense, of loyalty, meant to break him and drive him away. But in his willingness to face certain death for Lyra, Kaelen has passed a final trial that Mael, in his arrogant wisdom, had never intended to set. He has proven that the strength of his heart is greater than the shaman's formidable power of mind. Their relationship, and the future of their clan, is forever altered, forged anew in a crucible of suspicion and sacrifice. Their story becomes a quiet, powerful thread in the narrative of human evolution, a testament to the fact that the most complex threats our ancestors faced were not always the ones with teeth and claws, but those that lurked within the intricate, uncharted territory of the human heart itself. The deadliest poisons are not brewed from roots, but from fear. And what new power will rise from the shaman's humbled ashes?